A lot of people love the Saab brand. I've got to say, I always thought it was a bit weird and quirky, but a lot of people love it. And fortunately for those people, the new Saab electric car will go into official production. Does this mean all those workers that have been fired will get their jobs back? Well, let's have a look. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Sam Evans. I'm the Electric Viking. Welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome back, everyone else. The NEVS Emily GT, NEVS Emily GT, will be produced at a former Saab plant. Now this, even though it's called the NEVS Emily GT, really is actually a Saab vehicle. It was designed by Saab engineers and I think it looks really, really good. I made a video about this car not that long ago when there was rumors that it could actually be produced. And there's a weird story about what happened with this vehicle because it was sort of like a myth. If you want to hear about the myth of the Saab Emily GT, I'll put a link in the description to my video. The NEVS Emily GT project acquisition has been a long story going on for actually a couple of years. When Saab became defunct or went bankrupt in 2011, the New Electric Vehicle Sweden, a company called NEVS, NEVS, a little bit of a confusing name because that's the actual acronym that China uses for vehicles they call new energy vehicles or NEVS vehicles in China. That's a combination of plug-in hybrids and EVs. Anyhow, when it was purchased, that's what the name was changed to. And that was all that was left of Saab. That dusty, empty factories and old machinery sitting idle. NEVS had its own aspirations, says Inside EVs, for the brand, and Chinese conglomerate Evergrand eventually took control of it. Unsurprising, that's what China does. They buy brands like MG, who are defunct, and then customers buy the brand thinking that it's still European. Evergrand faced severe financial troubles though after the turn of the decade. And of course, they've lost many billions of dollars on their own electric vehicle platform over the past couple of years. In fact, it's said to be more than 30 billion. At the time, the former Saab engineers at NEVS were working on the Saab Emily GT, a four-door electric sports sedan. Unlike many electric sedans on the market, the Emily GT takes things up a notch. It features a 175 kilowatt hour battery. That's the biggest battery pack in any sedan ever made. This would give it a targeted range of 1,000 kilometers or 600 miles. Considering most long-range electric sedans on the market today have between about 90 to 118, 120 kilowatt hour packs, 600 miles should be realistic. Now, there are vehicles getting 600 miles of range with a smaller battery pack than that, but this was using the technology available at the time. For its powertrain, the Emily GT has 4 in-wheel, in-hub motors. Very unusual to have an in-hub motor. The perception is reliability could be a problem because obviously when you have a motor inside the wheel, it takes all the pounding of when that wheel hits the ground. Boom, 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 boom. And then of course the question is, how long will that motor actually last for? Will it then be reliable? Those 4 motors provide a total of 480 horsepower, which is not a lot of power for 4 motors. But the most significant advantage of having the 4 motors, one in every wheel, is it has impressive, very fast, very, very capable torque vectoring. But seeing this is not a full drive off-road car, it's questionable whether or not that's a benefit that owners would actually really get anything out of. However, the car's torque vectoring does give it very sharp handling and enhanced stability, which it would need with a battery pack of that size. That battery would probably weigh around 1,000 kilos just by itself. So this allows the big heavy sedan, the Emily GT, to actually drive more like a sports car and handle its weight very well, says people who have actually gotten to test it. The Emily GT at the time though was simply a promising prototype. NEVS couldn't bring it to market due to financial difficulties. They couldn't get the funding. It costs a lot of money to actually get something like this off the ground. So what has happened since then? Well, in the last few months, NEVS, or let's just call them Saab, because this basically is Saab, has tried to get potential investors to invest in the company. In July, it was reported that investors not wishing to say who they are had purchased the project, planning to make this car a reality. While the purchasing parties are still yet to be revealed, Svante Andersen, CEO of Stenhager Invest AB, is reported to be the owner of Saab's old manufacturing plant. Saab's assembly plant located in Sweden is said to be the place where the NEVS Emily GT will actually be produced. This marks one step closer to bringing the Saab Emily GT to actual production. While Saab has been gone for over a decade, this is kind of the rebirth of the company. It'll be called NEVS, but it's basically Saab. And with a mythical parent that no one really knows who they are. I mean, I'm sure at some point, I imagine at some point, we'll eventually find out who they are and hopefully see this super electric sedan on the road. It's kind of quirky, much in the same way that the original Saab vehicles were quirky as well. I mean, like I said, the 4 hub motors, one on every wheel, and a massive, massive battery pack means it's very unique and certainly would present as a very interesting proposition for people who want something different, which is what Saab was originally, after all. Let me know your thoughts on this car. Personally, I think there can never be enough interesting, quirky products that add something different to the marketplace. And that's certainly what this car does. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Bye-bye.